What's your favorite hobby?
Sex.
What? What?
Favorite hobby? Sex.
That's not a hobby. And that is not appropriate.
No.
Welcome to Gary Unfiltered, and of course my name's Gary. If you've never been here before, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so the next time I make a video you'll be the first to know. Today I'm actually going to be making a video on Dr1Ven Industries. Here's his YouTube channel right up here. He also does social media on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, but he is a mental health advocate here on YouTube, along on them platforms as well, and also talks about addiction recovery in addition to that. I have held my mouth shut for a few months now until I saw the videos I have just seen recently of a TikTok live that I will be showing here. Before I do that, this video is not to spread hate, as I do not want anyone to run and hate or harass or bully or anything like that. That's not what I'm about. I just think that it is fair for me to show these clips that I found for you all to be able to make your own decision and come to your own conclusion of Eric of Dr1Ven Industries. So if you're familiar at all with Eric, and if you're not, Eric does travel for a living. That's what he does with his job, as he travels from state to state. A few days ago, Eric done a TikTok live. And in that live, he had a 20-year-old young lady with him in a hotel room. And I'm going to go ahead and play this clip so you can see how old that she is. She was saying it herself.
Hey, yo, first of all, I'm almost 21.
Eric has built up a big following over on TikTok. Close to 600,000 subscribers, I believe. So with this live with this young lady, is what I'll refer to her as, she actually met Eric in a hotel because she looks up to him as an icon.
I'm not like an icon like you.
In this next video I'm about to show you, you're going to see that she agrees that they're just chilling out in a hotel room, you know, being friends and whatnot. But Eric says something that probably shouldn't have been said, and you can see by the young woman's face that it makes her uncomfortable.
Yeah, we're in a hotel. I'm just hanging out.
I found her walking on the street and she was like $200 and I was like, okay.
I understand that sometimes we might joke when we meet people and things like that, but for one, I'm 39 and Eric is the same age as me. This is a young lady who is 20 years old. She may not be used to that, and if this is your first time, even though you've talked over the phone, but you're actually alone, you could tell by the look on her face that she's uncomfortable with that, you know, with what was said. So while they're in this hotel room, they're on TikTok. There's a bunch of kids on TikTok that is actually in the chat room. They are typing messages, asking questions, and you could tell by the questions are asked that it's a lot of kids, and we will get to that later on in the video. They simply asked the young lady if Eric is her dad several times throughout this live stream, and I'm going to play one of the clips here.
Girl next to me, this is my daughter. This is a friend of mine.
Might as well just fucking...
I gotta go run with the daughter thing, I might as well.
Might as well.
I could just, never mind, that would have been horrible. Who's your daddy? Couldn't resist.
You can see he thought for a minute, was like, never mind, and wasn't going to say it, but continued to say, who's your daddy anyway? I personally think that is inappropriate myself. I kind of really don't know what else to say but that. In this next clip I'm about to show you, Eric, someone has actually asked him on TikTok, one of the kids who are watching him, asked him what is his favorite hobby. And you'll see here what he says.
What's your favorite hobby?
Sex.
What? What?
Favorite hobby? Sex.
That's not a hobby. And that is not appropriate.
You can clearly see she was like, that's inappropriate. She was very uncomfortable in there. I don't have to just say that she was uncomfortable. She literally says that was inappropriate. That was her words, not mine. But I can tell you that that was inappropriate. You literally sat there in front of 250 people who was watching this live stream, who are young adults and children under 18 that are even 13 in there, and told him that your favorite hobby is sex. That is highly inappropriate. I agree with her. In this next video clip I'm about to show you, it is literally a young person. I don't know how young they are, but they're obviously not 18 because they literally ask Eric, how can I talk to you, but my parents don't want me to?
I really want to talk to you, but my parents won't like you. What can I do? You can message me then through Instagram. What can I do? You can message me then through Instagram.
Why would you have someone who is under the age of 18 whose parents doesn't want them to talk to you? They said they're not going to like me to talk to you. Why would you tell them to hit you up on Instagram? That's the only question I'm going to ask. I personally would have straight up and said, well, if your parents don't want you talking to me, then maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should listen to your parents. The next clip I'm about to show you, someone asked, how can I get over someone after being in a relationship? And here's what Eric tells them.
Can we get advice on how to get through heartbreak? Yeah, get under somebody else.
At least 250 people were in there, kids and young adults. They're asking how to get through heartbreak, and you say, to get over one person, get under another. Literally, these are just kids. No mental health advocate, not even an adult should tell that to any child at all. Rather it's a joke, rather it's not a joke. That's not something to joke about. And even if that is an adult that asks that question, there are children in that room. There's different ways that you could have answered that question, and that's definitely not one of the correct ways to do it when you had so many children watching you. I'm about to talk about a collaboration that Eric from Dr1Ven Industries done with a young man named CG Kid. He is a popular YouTuber, and I've actually talked to him a handful of times. I think he's a great guy. He's battled with tons of different drug addictions. Well, he recently relapsed on January the 5th. And on January the 6th, Eric posted up a collaboration that he did with CG Kid. And at the very beginning of this clip I'm about to show you, Eric says they are not promoting drugs at all. So let me just go ahead and play this clip real fast.
Because we're not like promoting drugs, we're just talking about them and how stupid we were with them.
Which is good. I think it's great to show a video, that you're going to talk about a video to where you're not promoting the drugs, but you can show the downside. But you have to watch how you talk about that. Now remember, CG Kid is very freshly out of rehab, and took him till the 12th to make a video on his own to tell everyone on his own channel that he just got out of rehab. And yes, CG Kid may have said a few wrong things, but when we first get clean, we're fragile. And it's not going to take much to just turn it right back on to where we may use again. And this video, for me, was triggering. The first clip I'm about to show you is how the video should have went.
I really go back to reinforcing, like, thank God you're sober, because
at least you're not doing it now. It's what you did and not who you are.
Right. And don't get me wrong, there's things like,
Right. It's what you did and it's not who you are. And I totally agree with that 100%. Being an addict or doing the drugs, it doesn't define who you are as a person. It may be what we did, and we may have done a lot of stupid stuff, but it doesn't really define who we are. Now in the next clip, takes a turn for the worse. Go ahead and check it out yourself.
RV shows of being stuck in a hotel room with, like, my third wife used with me. Yeah. So I'd be like snorting coke off of any and every body part. And she'd be snorting coke off of any and every body part.
Damn.
And like we wouldn't leave the room.
How do you snort coke off an asshole?
You lay it out very carefully.
Oh
You're having a girl do a line of coke off of your dick. You know what I mean? I mean, let's be real how fucking gnarly this shit is. And then you're
I never
going.
Had a girl do that. None were willing to.
You're going and you're having sex then, and you're doing some of this odd, just crazy shit. Like, there's parts of me as the different addict sides of like, dude, that was so much fun. You could go back to that.
So now we're talking about how gnarly it is to get coke, snorted or sucked off your private parts. He even said himself that it was so much fun. Do you know how triggering that can be for anyone that's just got out of rehab? Whether it's a dual diagnostic, whether it's a detox center, whether it's a rehabilitation center, it doesn't matter what facility they came out of, or even like myself, those of us that may have not went to rehab, but may have got clean and sober on our own. That conversation is triggering for anyone. And listening to that makes me think of the times that, because I did cocaine too. And that kind of triggers that in me of some of the things and times that I had that I may consider good times. That could literally make me think, well, man, those were so awesome. I should go do it again. I'm not going to, and I hope none of you all do. These are the things we shouldn't say to someone freshly out of rehab. I don't see how that's properly advocating as you say that you do, especially as you supposedly being a nonprofit. Before I end this video, I do want to say, CG Kid, it's always been a pleasure talking to you. If you ever want to talk to me, feel free to hit me up. I'm going to drop a link to his channel below so that those of you in the recovery community can please go support this young man, because we know what it's like to go through drug addiction. Whether you've been in rehab or not, we know what it's like to battle those demons. So please show him the proper support needed. And in the link below, it may be a trigger warning for some, but it is to his video where he did discuss it on January the 12th about his relapse and what he relapsed on. I'm going to go ahead and end this video. I just wanted to get everything out there because I've held it in long enough. And after I've seen these two, it kind of just, the water just pulled over. But make your own decision. Come to your own conclusion. And if you've never been here before, as I said earlier, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. So next time I make a video, you'll be the first to know, because there's plenty more videos to come. Thank you for your time, and talk to you soon.